Welcome to GasEd. Today we will be discussing how to build a voice AI agent that automatically calls every new lead using n8n and Vapi. You know, in the modern business landscape, speed to lead isn't just some nice-to-have advantage anymore. It is the absolute baseline for success. So today, we're going to unpack this incredibly sophisticated, completely scalable architecture that puts your outbound lead qualification on complete autopilot.
Think about the traditional business problem for a second. A prospect submits a form on your website, and then, well, they just wait. Maybe your sales team is tied up on other calls, or maybe it's completely after hours. Either way, those slow follow-ups absolutely kill conversions. But an AI voice agent presents the ultimate scalable solution here. Just imagine an intelligent system that calls that lead within seconds of them hitting submit, having a totally natural, human-like conversation to qualify their intent, budget, and urgency, entirely without human intervention.
Okay, let's dive into this. On screen is our roadmap to follow the data all the way from a form submission to a Google Sheet. First, the automated calling workflow. Second, capturing and standardizing data. Third, configuring the voice agent. Fourth, triggering the AI call. Fifth, pulling and extracting insights. And finally, logging the final results.
All right, section 1, the automated calling workflow, taking a look at the macro view.
Think of this sequence like a giant baton pass for your data. It all starts with the raw lead information. From there, n8n acts as our central nervous system, holding all of the automation logic together. It passes the baton straight to Vapi, our voice AI agent, which physically makes the phone call. And once that conversation ends, the baton is passed one last time, terminating right in our database, Google Sheets in this case, leaving us with rich, highly qualified insights. Let's move to and see how this builds in section 2, capturing and standardizing data, where we secure our inputs. So everything kicks into gear the moment a prospect fills out a need a form on your website. Boom. That acts as a webhook trigger over an n8n. We're capturing some really essential data points right out of the gate. The prospect's name, their phone number, email, company name, exactly what they're requesting, and their company's size. This is our raw material. But as we all know, raw material rarely comes perfectly packaged. And this brilliantly illustrates a super common trap. Prospects type phone numbers in literally countless ways, with dashes, weird country codes, or random parentheses. If we just blindly send that messy data directly to our calling API, it's gonna fail, for sure. So we use an n8n code node to normalize the phone number into a clean 10-digit output. Standardizing this data isn't just some fussy coding trick. It's a vital operational safeguard. If the system detects a bad format, it flags it immediately, rather than crashing the whole workflow. Moving right along to section 3, configuring the voice agent, prompting for success. Listen, a voice agent is truly only as good as its system prompt. We have to give our agent a strict framework to operate within. First up, its identity. We'll call him Elliot, an AI agent representing our business. For style, we actually program Elliot to wait for the user to speak first. Why? Because that mimics how a natural phone call pickup sounds. But here is where the real magic happens. We use dynamic variables. We inject the lead's name, company, and specific request straight into the prompt. Treating the prompt as a dynamic template is exactly what makes the AI sound so incredibly personalized. Finally, we set clear goals for Elliot. Uncover the prospect's urgency, their budget, and past experiences. Now, to actually pull that valuable information out of the conversation, we rely on a critical concept called structured outputs. Because let's be honest, you don't just want a massive, messy text transcript back. Instead, we command the AI to act as a precision data extractor. We define strict parameters, things like budget, urgency, and past AI experience. As the AI analyzes the spoken conversation, it neatly drops the relevant answers right into those specific, predefined digital buckets. Next up, section 4, triggering the AI call, initiating the connection.
So the crucial point is the specific API post request. This single action is what actually bridges our automation logic with the physical phone dialer. We send Vapi a structured request body containing 3 really key things. The assistant ID, so it knows to use Elliot, the outbound phone number ID, so it knows exactly which line to dial from, and of course, all those dynamic prospect variables we just discussed. The second this node runs, the lead's phone literally starts ringing.
Entering section 5, polling and extracting insights, essentially waiting for the result. Now, initiating the call is easy, but how does the system actually know when the conversation is over? Well, the answer is polling. Let's totally de-jargonize this technical term. Think of polling as the system just patiently checking its watch and asking, hey, is the call done yet? It's just an automated cycle of pinging the server to get a status update. Over in our n8n workflow, we build this sort of infinite loop safeguard to handle it. Step 1, the system waits an initial 60 seconds, giving the conversation a bit of time to happen. Step 2, it uses an API GET request to check the call's status. If the status says in progress, step 3 kicks in. It waits exactly 10 seconds and then loops right back to check again. It will continuously run this cycle until the status finally comes back as ended. Doing this guarantees we never lose any data, whether a call lost 30 seconds or 30 minutes.
And finally, Section 6, logging the final results, branching the outcomes.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we utilize logical branching based on reality. Because let's face it, not every single call connects. If the API tells us the end reason was a voicemail, our system routes that data down one specific path, logging the missed call and maybe queuing it up for a manual follow-up tomorrow. But if the call was completed successfully with a real human, it routes down a completely different path, fully ready to extract those incredible structured outputs we talked about.
So in that final successful branch, n8n drills deep down into a specific piece of the return data called the artifacts JSON. It pulls out exactly what Elliot the AI learned on the call. Almost instantly, our Google Sheet or CRM is populated with the prospect's core motivation, their project timeline, whether they've used AI before, and their actual budget constraints. We have quite literally transformed a basic web form into a highly qualified, rich lead profile. And we did it all while we were busy doing other things.
By combining n8n and Vapi like this, you aren't just saving a bit of time, you're creating an aggressively efficient, perfectly consistent frontline sales representative that never, ever sleeps. Think about your own business right now. How will instant automated AI follow-ups transform your sales funnel? That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.